Hey, can y'all hear me? Good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to make sure you're sitting in a place that has a scorecard so you can play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in a few minutes. Everybody got a little sheet? Okay. All right, good. All right, well, let's see what we've got on here. Who has had gratitude to express? You ungrateful people. Thank you, Mike.
I wasn't here last week, but Jen Bowen graciously showed a buyer of mine a few homes out in Tooele last weekend, so 2 weekends ago, and it was on very short notice, so I appreciate her.
Yeah, I need to do the same with Emily Brace, and Brace has shown twice for me while I was out of town. I'm not out of town anymore, so she won't have to do that again for a while, but I appreciated her jumping in and saying yes. Sean. Oh, sorry, Joss.
No worries. I really wanted to give a thank you to everyone on the ALC. They do such an amazing job for this office, and coming from a different brokerage, I think I might have a unique perspective on this, that I feel like maybe we don't really understand the value that they bring. We might take it for granted, and really, like, they do such hard work, and they're top producers anyway, so they're really busy. And the amount of effort that they put in, I mean, that's why, like, since I joined the office, I've always tried to join a committee because it is invaluable. And so I just wanted to give a really, really big thank you to every single person on the ALC.
Jocelyn, I'm glad you bring that up because there is no other real estate company in the world that operates where it's driven by agents and run by agents. Totally different perspective than we get anywhere else. And those of us who came from the everywhere else, we do understand that difference and we applaud them and thank them a lot. Okay.
And then one more thing, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's, since I made the announcement that I'm moving, who's come up to me and really like show me their love and support for me. It's meant a lot, and I love everybody at this office, and I'm sad to be leaving. I'm going back to Florida, yeah.
We get her till June. I asked again this morning.
So just really grateful for this office and everything that I have learned here.
Very cool. Okay. Other bits of gratitude.
Yeah.
John. Oh, Sean.
No, I was following Mike and Lee. I want to thank Eden. I know she's not here, but thank Eden for showing some properties in Willard and Tremont for me.
Wow.
Yeah, super last minute too. Nothing that was,
Whoa.
it came together. So yeah, she's great. So if you need anything up north, she's happy to help out. So much appreciated.
Fabulous. Good. John.
Josh, for the numbers that matter, I'm finally starting to figure out how to do my next one after all these classes and what we did on the first one, right? So now I got my second one out. I'm so happy.
Oh, thank you, Josh. That's great. Okay. Liz.
Yes, our ELC is awesome, and specifically the events people that are brand new this year. I know it is a lot of stress to put on events like you guys did, and the casino night was awesome. Sorry if everybody already thanked you last week. I'm sure they did, but thank you so much to both of you because I know it's like a full-time job and you guys are knocking it out of the park. So thank you.
The truth is the thanks never ends. Right? Any other gratitude? Okay. Bite-sized win. Oh, sorry, Zach. Well, step
Holy
up
crap,
then.
It's so good to see everybody. So bummed we missed that amazing event. I heard it was awesome. We had some people help us. We decided to leave for a week on vacation.
Yay.
Yeah. Nick did an open house for us. Tiffany did an open house for us. Emily helped us with buyers.
She volunteered to be here for us, but luckily we didn't need her.
And then obviously Kirsten and Sam for just everything you guys do. Sorry, geez, I gotta fix that. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Kate, thanks for letting me do that. It's great to see
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Did we have any AI wins? Who used AI this week and can tell us what they did on AI? Jeanette. Yeah, probably. Why don't we keep one by you, Jeanette? We'll keep one of the microphones back there near you for
Awesome.
the meeting.
So I have a kind of what to expect after we hit the market kind of
thing.
Mhm.
And I had it, you know, it's just my own verbiage and I'm not that great at it. So I put all my little sections in AI and it just prettied it up and made it flow better, how it sounded. It was amazing. So now I can't wait to show it off to my next listing.
So Jeanette, which AI did you use for that?
Chat GPT.
Use chat.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, good. Let's do embrace behind you as the microphones are moving forward.
So I
Liz.
send out a mailer to my neighborhood farm and I've been typing it up myself every month and proofreading it myself. And I threw it into Claude and Claude zhuzhed it up and made it so pretty and it sounds just like me, but a little bit better.
Very cool. I would love to see you all bring a sample when you've done something, just so we can, I'm a real visual learner myself, so that would be kind of fun. Liz.
I have two. So one of them, I think we used Gamma. I did a motivational interview with somebody, and then I took a picture of it. And even though it was a picture of a whiteboard, it took it all and put it into this like beautiful format, and they like cried when they saw it. So it was really cool. And then the other one is like me and Linda have finally been plugging into doing more social media. And so she just kind of tells it what we want and make it sound like millennial and funny. And then it creates a whole script for us. And it's
Wow.
awesome.
Wow. So Gamma,
like, takes
Quad,
out so
Chat.
much.
Mike.
Yeah, right along with what everybody else has said. I've used chat for a bit, and then after Josh showed me some different ways of using some others, I put in all of our market stats that I send out to interpret it, give me some nice charts, put that in the blog.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Excellent.
you guys will see that next time.
Wonderful. Excited about that. John.
And
Hold it. Stop. John used
I
AI.
used AI.
At your age, my age, you used AI.
I
You
have this prospect that said if he can get enough for his mobile home, he'd buy a house. And so I used ChatGPT to look into mobile home parks around him for the sales. And it gave me a list of the sales and the ones that are for sale, and I sent them off to him.
Wonderful. I love it. John and I talk about the fact that you can indeed teach old dogs new tricks. Jocelyn.
I used AI today. I was just doing it right before I came here, but I'm gonna see which one gives me better different results between Claude and ChatGPT. But I have a listing appointment and I really wanted to know like deeper insights and data into price reductions in the area and how that was affecting sales price and how many there were. And so I'm like doing a really deep insight into that. I'm sure there's a way to do it on the MLS, but I don't have time for that.
I love that you're doing that. Melanie.
Okay, mine's going in a different direction. I used ChatGPT to respond to an email on our listing that we have under contract. The buyer's agent was not being very kind. And the first email that I typed up, when I reread it, I'm like, no, I better not send this.
So you responded in kind. Okay.
So I threw it into ChatGPT and asked it to please make it not so mean and abrupt. And everything's back on track fine.
Atta girl. Way to use your brains there. Josh.
I delivered the buyer presentation at the Midvale office. Was it last week? It could have been the week before. And I just wanted to freshen up. I saw your Teeps buyer presentation, by the way, at the Midvale office a couple of weeks ago. It was a laser beam. It was so freaking good.
Okay.
It's amazing. Anyway, so I thought I'd freshen up the one I've used for however long. So I took the presentation and I uploaded it into Gamma.ai in a PDF form. And it created a brand new refresh presentation with essentially all the same content, but a fresh look, a new look that then allowed me to save a copy of it in Google Presentation. So I could make individual edits if I want, you know, even put my branding. So that was all for free through Gamma.ai.
Yeah, I really want to see these. So can I challenge everybody who uses AI this week that make a spare copy, just one that we can pass through the room, but it'll help me a lot if I can see them, and I'm betting it'll help others. Jocelyn.
One more thing, and I use ChatGPT for this, but I'm redoing all of my SOPs And so I just put in what I had existing into ChatGPT, asked it to rewrite it with some of the ideas that I had. It did it instantly. I took that and for every section of the SOP, like let's say for buyers, my buyer's SOP, standard operating procedure. Sorry, she asked
Yeah.
what an SOP was.
Yeah, no,
For the buyers, every section, every piece of what you take the buyer journey through, I asked it from my SOP, create a checklist. It did that. I said, create all the email templates that I need, create all the text templates that I need, create all the scripts that I need for this section. And it did it all for me. It made it so something that used to take me like hours to do. I mean,
days for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, days, weeks, even.
Yeah.
Made it so simple.
Wow. I love that you guys are embracing this. This is absolutely awesome. Okay, good. Welcome new people. Back of the room, stand up. I got introduced last week. So introduction and tell us a little about yourself.
Yes, my name is Tiffany Banner.
You have to talk loud. They can hear it, those who are Zooming, but for all of us, it doesn't sound. So if you talk really loudly, I know that's a stretch.
Yes, I am Tiffany Banner, originally from Tennessee, but I've lived here a year. I just signed officially about a month ago. Yes, and for right now, I'm just doing open houses, and hopefully soon I'll be doing my own listings. And yeah,
Wonderful. She's full-time still as a social worker. Am I remembering correctly?
that was back in Tennessee, but I'm a med tech.
Med tech here? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So we'll see you as often as possible.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Sounds perfect. Do we have any? Yes, welcome. Hey, anybody else that this is their first time or they're a visitor here in the office?
Good morning. My name is Jeff Jewett. Been in Salt Lake area for just over a decade. Married to my wife Jenny. We have 2 kids, Hallie and Rivers. 12, Rivers almost 8. And my wife and I have a small business together, so I'm just been wanting to get into real estate. But now's the time. We're winding down a little bit. Mike here is a good buddy of mine, and just looking forward to learning. Glad to be part of the team.
Wonderful. Now, are you in school now or done with school or shadowing? Tell us what you're doing.
So I'm finished and licensed and
With us. Good. Wonderful. Well, welcome. Welcome. Anyone else? Thank you.
So my name is Jackson. I'm a new agent here. I've been signed for like 2 weeks now.
Welcome.
But yeah, just started a new career getting into this. I'm really excited for all the new opportunities and everything. It's been super nice meeting everybody here.
Excellent, Jackson. Well, welcome aboard. Hey, anyone else? Wonderful. So glad to have you all. Let's do our Y4C2Ts. Okay, together. Win-win, deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Together, everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all. And success results through people. Okay, excellent. All righty. So let's see, we've got. So update on Dave. Dave's wife, Linda, had a stroke yesterday afternoon. She is in the hospital, slurred speech, still having headaches. He's at the hospital. So I need all of your prayers for Linda, okay? And I told him we were gonna do that. So all of your prayers for Linda. He can't answer the phone. You could send him a text. He does get his text, but he's in the hospital room where he's not allowed to do phone calls. So keep them both in your prayers, please. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Candy, for giving this to us. Trying to find.
Yeah, come to the front of the room. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, Emily. Yes.
It's really hard. Like Justin and one says, keep around just
Yep.
Lindsay's super quiet, but behind all together. They're also out doing quiet and mumble. Gracious.
It is.
It is. Turn the new leaf. Turn the leaf.
Well, you make sure you deliver that to them since they're not in today.
I will, yeah, and I know where they are.
So I have to tell you a true story about Justin. The first week he joined Keller Williams, we were at our old office. It was near the Christmas holidays. And so he and I were the only two in the office one day as he was trying to get his stuff moved in. And I sat down with him. We talked about his business. And the next day I went over and talked to him again. And he said, "Why are you helping me?" And I said, "Well, why wouldn't I help you? This is what we do at KW." And so, Jocelyn talks about how it's different here. And it is, and where he had come from, that was not normal. And I love so much that Justin embraced that he was such a great fit here because he is one of the biggest givers we have and brings huge value with his wealth building. If you don't go to his wealth building mastermind, you're crazy. Okay, Josh, you flipping that for me?
KW Luxury, KW Luxury partnered with Wall Street Journal, Mansion Global Barron's Group, and Market Watch. So when you guys are part of KW Luxury and you put your listing through KW Luxury, just so you're aware, you get those benefits. You get that exposure, that additional exposure. So make sure, for those of you guys who have those luxury listings, that you're updating your marketing part of the listing presentation to include those sites.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent. Click.
And Sean's got something to add.
Yeah.
Yeah, along those lines. So if what Josh was saying is absolutely correct. So if you're earned in luxury and you have a luxury qualifying property, it automatically gets syndicated. You know how all of our listings get syndicated, like 350 websites to begin with, right? So these are additional resources. However, if you're not earned in luxury, which just means you have to sell at least 4 properties within a rolling 2-year period to qualify. So you don't have to pay for it or anything like that. It's not earned, it's earned in, not paid in type of thing. But if you have a listing and you're not earned in, let myself or Liza know, and we can make sure that that listing does get the exposure on those sites as well. It'll automatically happen if you're earned in. The algorithm backend stuff takes care of it. But if you have one and you're not, let us know. We'll make sure it gets exposure. This exposure. Yeah. So it's so pretty much wherever we work, it's $1 million and above. So Davis, Salt Lake, Utah counties. Some of these other counties, and don't hold me to this, it's a minimum of $700,000 regardless across the country. But some of these other counties, think like Bucks, Elder, Juab, some of these places where the price point isn't as high, but it is truly a high-end property for the area, will likely qualify. But it's a minimum of $700,000 regardless.
And I think Park City is a higher number.
Park City is
don't remember what it
weirdly
is.
not as high as you think it would be. Last I heard it was like 1.2 million, which is like a condo up there. So, I mean, these numbers can always change just depending on what the market value does. But yeah, for the most
considering
part,
in Park City, their average price is 1.2.
Yeah,
that is their average price.
It's crazy. Yeah, it should be like 3 for up there.
Probably so. Okay, thank you. Josh, you want to click? Okay. This one. For growth. This quarter. So I don't know any of these people. Kimber's marketing tips and content. These are calls, right? Or Zoom?
Yeah, these are all Zooms, and these are all going to be taking place. Well, it has the dates that are on there, but this was something that Kimber helped put together for us. So each one of these people is sort of the person that crushes their one thing. And so Kimber's worked with them to be able to get a Zoom education for us on those particular dates. And so keep your eyes peeled for that. You can get onto the Home Hub and find that information as well in the
Once a
home
week.
KW Home Hub. And if
Okay.
you haven't logged into KW Home Hub recently, do so just so you can be refamiliarized with some of the new content that's on there.
Dave will skip as I've updated you on Dave. Josh, objection handling.
Yeah, so we're just gonna common objection handlers that we get from buyers, and then we're gonna have some fun with it and go to things like ChatGPT, Claude.ai, and see how smart they are. But I want some participation in here for you guys, especially if you haven't worked with buyers. I think the biggest thing that agents have an issue with up front is presenting to buyers, and we've done our buyer presentations here. Cammy knocked it out of the park. We've done them here. You now have access to your buyer presentation, all of you, from the email follow-up that was sent from Mackay on Friday. You can personalize that by uploading it into Gamma.ai and make it your own very quickly, very easily. But then the next step is you're going to have to practice presenting. And when you do, there may be objections that show up as a result, to signing or keeping transactions together, or I don't want to pay a whatever commission. And so what I want to do tomorrow is just spend some time unpacking some of those items so all of you guys feel like you can come away with something that's comfortable for you.
Okay, so this class will be tomorrow from 12 to 2 here in our office. So bring your lunch and
It'll be from 12 to 1:30, and then I just want to let you know, because I'm not 100% sure yet, I didn't see it there. Kimber's actually coming in right after this, and she's going to be spending time just inside of command for you guys. Even just this morning, had a question from Zach and Jeanette that I wasn't able to answer. Kimber's given me the answer. I told you she would, right? And so she's going to come in. She has a lot of expertise in command, and she's going to handle some of the common problems that some of us have as we start getting used to using command, which I am still one of those and getting used to it kind of people. And so because we're using it more and more for our touch systems, Kimber's been more involved on trying to help us, stay out in front of some of these common issues. So be there.
Josh, we should probably bring our laptops
Bring the
tomorrow.
laptop. Yeah, you're going to want to have your
Yeah,
computer
so
with
you can do it.
You too, Mom. Bring your laptop.
I will do it.
All right. Good
Okay.
job.
And then Thursday, we've got
Oh,
backup,
sorry.
please, Wealth
Yeah.
Building Mastermind with Justin, and the link will take you to Linktree, which has all of our classes on it. So scan the QR code and you'll know every place you have opportunities to learn. Okay. All right, roughly 2 in 5 home sellers give concessions. How many of you are seeing that? This is you? Oh,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Let's ask, how many of you are seeing that in the last even week? Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, please tell us about that.
All right, so this is nationwide data. So nationwide, where are we sitting in the market? And actually, there's a lot of talk right now about canceled contracts, and there's a retraction, but we're not really seeing that in what we're doing. The biggest thing I wanted to emphasize, though, and they're talking about how sellers are giving more concessions than ever. It's actually not true. You can't really see, but if you look where we are now and where we were before, we're kind of in that trend line that we've always been at. So this isn't like some peak component, but one of the things that's unique this year versus previous times is this year we have a change that happens with buyer agent commission that you all are aware of. And I don't know if you knew, but seller concessions can be used towards your buyer's agent commission. So if you have a struggle and trying to figure something out and you're negotiating on a transaction and you're having pushback on the buyer agent commission, the concession is something you can apply towards it. The buyer is allowed to apply towards it. So it is something you can use.
So is it just the link, the like clause that we can put in that
Great question. No. So if you have the language, I mean, there's the standard closing cost language that's in your contract, right? There's that standard language. But even if you said, 6% towards buyer closing costs or something like that,
At the buyer's.
the buyer is allowed
buyer's
to allocate it
discretion.
any way that they want. Some brokerages have transaction fees. So it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's it's a little silly, but some sellers are like, I don't want to pay a buyer's agent commission, but I'll pay the buyer's closing costs. Well, guess what? Your commission is part of the buyer's closing costs.
Yeah.
It is part of the transaction. So if you didn't know that and you're kind of hitting a wall, I thought I'd share that with you because it is something that's prevalent and it is something that you can use. Can you
Excellent.
switch the slides? for me?
Excellent.
Okay, so a little bit of market really quick. This is, I think my slides are slipped. This is the 10-year treasury, and we're looking at kind of that peak moment that we had. If you look at where we had with the tariffs moving up, and then we had a 9-day suspension, and now they're moving up again. Really, I wanted to just show you that there's a little bit of elasticity that happens in the market, and we're experiencing in that. I mean, if you heard what happened yesterday with Trump talking about firing Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman. Yeah. Yes. So the 10-year treasury is really, it trades like a bond. And it's the biggest thing that the 10-year treasury is important for is as investors are buying 10-year treasury notes, it's their confidence in the US market, in the economy here. So do they trust the US government? The government is actually paying on these treasuries. And as that US treasury moves, it's kind of an indicator for all of us to say, well, what are investors actually thinking? What is the world actually translating to that movement that's happening? So
is there a correlation between the 10-year treasury and interest rates?
yes. So in general, most of the time, as US treasuries increase on their yield, mortgage rates costs go up as well. So increase on yield means how much you're actually like the cost of that treasury note when you're purchasing it. You have a set, it's an so what is a bond? A bond trades where I buy a bond, I'm going to get a certain amount of money back at a certain percentage rate for a certain amount of time. So a bond, that is what a bond is. It's a type of investment. Yes. So basically the central bank, the Federal Reserve, they buy these US treasury. The US government makes the treasury note. The Federal Reserve will buy most of it. That's actually where most of our treasury notes are held by the Federal Reserve. They buy most of them. But big banks can buy it too. Hedge funds can invest in it. There's all this trading that happens revolving around it. It's how the government basically gets money. It's like a loan that the government, you're buying money from the government, you're paying the government, and they're protecting it and giving you a certain amount of interest back. So if I lose faith in the government and I lose faith in what's happening in as far as the Treasury Department and what they're doing, I might not buy that treasury note. I might look for a different treasury note at a different market. Yes, because in essence, I'm losing faith in them, and now the supply and demand is changing, and that's why the cost for those yields go up, and then I don't get as much of a return, and then I'm going to think twice about, do I really invest in that treasury? Correct. So technically, if you go to the next slide, the 30-year bond, the 30-year, one more, yeah. So this is mortgage-backed security. So when you get a mortgage, that mortgage is actually split into two parts. There's a servicing right, that's who you pay your check every time to. And there's also a mortgage-backed security behind it. Because it's just like a treasury, right? You have a certain amount of time on that mortgage, a certain amount of return that's guaranteed, and it's an asset-based type of loan, right? It's connected to a property. Whereas a 10-year treasury is connected to the US government, a mortgage is connected to your actual asset. So it's the same idea. So, but in general, mortgage-backed securities usually work inversely to the yield. So as the yield goes up, the value of the mortgage-backed securities go down, and in turn, mortgage rates are more expensive. And that's why rates move up. So now mortgage-backed security is something you can't really track on your own typically, but the 10-year treasury is something you can always look up online. So you can know if that 10-year treasury is moving away or going higher, then your mortgage rates are getting more expensive. That's the relationship. And I'm just showing you that blue line in the middle. That's the 200-day moving average. And that's kind of to the elasticity that we were talking about in the market. And you can see how that trading might go above and below it, but it's usually kind of pushed back to it. So in general, we've had some challenges that are happening. And as long as that inconsistency that's going on with everything else, we're going to continue seeing that up and down train that we're on. If you go back one slide. So this is the S&P, and this is actually really important to understand. So if you look at what's going on in the S&P, you can see a pretty substantial downward trend, but we're not in a bear market territory yet. So we're still in correction territory, but this is very recessionary indicative. And if you look at the crossover that we had, we talked about this last time. Well, it was a video. I don't know if you caught it, but there's a crossover between that black line is the 50-day and the blue line is the 200-day. That means the average value in the last couple of months is less than the average value in the last 6 months. That's a big recessionary indicator, okay? Which, the death cross. So the point to really, how does this translate to your clients? And that's really important for you guys to grasp, is real estate doesn't really behave within these type of realms, and it's a more secure asset type of ownership. And if you correlate that to appreciation and you offset it with what's going on in the market, you can go back to your clients and kind of explain to them, like, this is actually a different type of situation. It's more secure. It's more long-term. We look at what the data is given. Even in recessionary times, real estate is good. And as we move into recession, interest rates are going to move down. Mortgages move down, and it's going to be a little bit of a more aggressive market. So it is really a good time, especially as a buyer right now, with concessions up and mortgage rates still a little bit higher. They can marry the house and date the rate. They can always refinance in the future. And we actually give them credits when they refinance. So we do a discounted loan when they refinance. Any clients that you bring back to refinance get a discount loan. Can you go to my last slide? I think it's, so we're doing a special incentive for just KW agents. It's a free appraisal. So any buyer that you refer to us, we're going to take care of their appraisal fee. It's another barrier of what they have to spend up front. They're already paying for their inspection and things like that. But we'll credit them. We're not going to charge them in the end. We'll credit them towards the appraisal. But not only that, we're going to do this for your listings. So when you have a listing come up, you can mention that you have a preferred lender incentive, and that preferred lender incentive is a $600 credit towards appraisal. And you can put that within your transaction. If that buyer that's purchasing your listing comes to us and we do the loan for them, it'll help you make sure that, okay, this buyer really is good. I don't have to worry about them being approved and got some weird document. And we still issue our pre-approval guarantees and our 21-day close on time guarantee and all these approvals. So this is only something that we're doing for KW agents.
Cool. Thank you. Josh gets that or somebody. Okay, what do we have next here, Josh?
Good. That's great. I'm hoping that maybe you can get a little marketing collateral that we can put on the old social medias or in our listing book or in our buyer presentation for the time being. It's such a great offer. Okay, so so you guys have seen now what I'm doing on a weekly basis and the interpretation of all of that on a weekly basis. Have you guys been printing this out for yourself, or is it being shared with everybody, I'm guessing? On Linktree, are you guys going in on Linktree and grabbing the market stats so you have like bullet points every week to talk about? There's a lot, that you glean when you start thinking about what's happening economically, but I'm just gonna give you kind of a summary on this. You can see active listings up at the top of that continue to climb. We've had a 9% increase in the last 4 weeks. Here's a quick quiz. When was the last time Utah had 11,000 or more active listings?
2019, I guess.
Yeah.
More than 11,000.
It was September of last year. I know, it seems like such a big number, and then you're like, yeah, that just happened in September. Okay, so I only tell you that because I just want you guys to be aware of what these numbers actually mean, because if we don't have perspective, it's hard for us to give our clients any perspective. I would consider it still a fairly normal market, right? So in January of this year, however, we had 9,338 active listings, and that was the most active listings that we had had in January in 10 years. So we are on a move to what I would consider as normalcy. We are still seeing multiple listings on offer, multiple offers on listings rather. Anybody had one of those in the last week, 2 weeks? Okay, great. So you're still seeing that, happening. Right now, about 1 in 5 homes in Utah are experiencing multiple offers. So it's important to read the market summary, because the market summary that I put on here isn't just interpreting the numbers that are happening above it, but it's actually going through and collecting further economic data that can help you interpret this type of data for your clients, right? So you're getting a good insight on actual economics here locally. So what do you think is going to happen if interest rates go to 6%? Anybody? It's going to go hot, right? This is why, Amir's like, marry the house, date the rate, because if you're serious or curious, that's a good question to ask a buyer. Are you serious or are you curious? Because if they're serious, it's like, it doesn't matter what the rate is. Go and figure out which home you can buy and buy it, because what's going to happen with the rate eventually, what goes up must come down. What goes down, as we've learned, never stays there. Sorry, Gen Z. I know you're getting used to 3% rates your whole adult life. There were a decrease in properties that had gone under contract week over week by 10%. Anybody have any idea why that was? Or, well, that's a good reason. It was Easter weekend, so you had more people traveling, right? But there was also another thing that I wanted to make sure that you guys pay attention to, and that's the mortgage application data. So each week when I'm doing these numbers, I'm going to Housing Wire and I'm grabbing the housing market forecast, right? They're constantly providing really solid data that I personally wouldn't have access to otherwise. The one that I tend to watch the most is the mortgage applications. So if they're week over week, if it's positive, then within a week or so, you see more people going and contracting on homes, right? So it is our lead indicator. If the week over week is negative, what do you think is going to happen to under contracts for the next week?
Not good.
They're also going to go down. So we've had 2 weeks in a row now where we've had a decline or a negative print. However, year over year, our mortgage application data is up by over 10%. So we have more people buying homes this year, by the way, than we have since 2022, basically the first quarter of 2022. And so that's pretty interesting, given all of the other stuff that are in the headlines occupying your mental capacity. Stop it. Just go here and read this. And I'll scroll down a little bit. Oh, right there. So these active listings, if you're more kind of a graphical person, I just took that same data and inputted it into Claude and asked it to create a comparison report that goes back 4 weeks and also looks at the week over week change. So if you just like looking at that kind of stuff, you can thank Claude for that. It cost me nothing and took about 3 seconds to do that. And then if we go down further, you can see the MLS rapid stats. We are up in sold volume almost 6% year over year, and our under contract volume is up almost 10% year over year. Now, has anybody been into the headlines? There's 60 metro markets that are losing value, declining median home price. 60 metro markets. Is anywhere in Utah one of those that we know of? Not to our knowledge, and you can look at the robust data that's there. And the truth of the matter is, I'm pretty sure if we go, let's go back up just a little bit. Right there. So remember last week I had talked about Utah's economy. You guys remember that? How we're quite a bit different. So I gave you the actual facts that are in there. Some of this stuff will be converted to one of the Numbers That Matters videos for us locally. But I just wanted you guys to be aware that we are at 4.5% inflation adjusted GDP, whereas the national GDP is like 2.8%. So we're doing really well, much better than the national. And actually the national just got readjusted down to 1.9, but I didn't put that data on there. I wanted you guys to be aware that Utah has been the #1 economy in all 50 states in terms of its GDP for 18 consecutive years. And we continue to show that strength. If you look at the numbers that I just showed you above that, the amount of solds year over year, the amount of under contracts year over year, they're also representative of a robust housing market. So don't let those headlines fool you. You guys are you're all the local experts. And I'll leave it at that so we can get on to the fun stuff.
And the question you want to ask yourself, are my listings up 6% and are my sales up 10%? And if not, get off your butt and get them up because the market is. Okay? All right, screenshot next. Okay. Everybody have a scorecard in the back of the room. You don't have one, you might want to come and sit in a chair that does. You'll need a pen. We're going to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Okay. Dave was going to help me with questions, but with everything that happened with Linda, we are not going to have multiple choice because he didn't get to that. He got to his wife, which is good. So we're going to be you're going to write down answers. Everybody's going to stand up. Make sure you have your scorecard, a pen in hand. I'd ask you to not cheat. Stand up. Once you miss a question, you will sit down. At the bottom of you'll put your name on the top of your scorecard because I will have to go to the bank while you're having lunch today. And then you'll put your winnings. So that'll be the last question you got right is the amount of money that you will now get. Okay? No cheating. Rachel, you're not going to play? Okay. Okay. Not a problem. You'd like this first one, you could get it. Okay, for 1 penny, write down our broker's first and last name. This is a silent game where you play to yourself, not to everybody else. That's right. All right. Okay, look at your neighbors. Did they get it right? If they got it right, you're still standing. If you got it wrong, sit down and put a penny. Got it? All right. For 5 cents, for a nickel, what is the minimum earnest money a buyer must offer when writing an offer on a purchase of a home? Minimum amount of earnest money. Minimum amount. Everybody got it done? Standing up. Okay. If the answer is 0 and you got it, you're standing. If it was something else, sit your butt down. You earned a nickel. Write 5 cents on the top. Holy cow. Holy cow. Okay. 10-cent question. These go up to $100, just so you know. 10-cent question. Which of these is not included as an included item on the rep sheet? A fixed carpet, A. B, TV. C, TV mount. D, curtain rods, which is not included in the fine print on your rep sheet. A, B, C, or D. A, a fixed carpet. B, TV. C, TV mount. D, curtain rods. Answer was B, TV. You got it right, you're still standing. If not, sit down, you earned 5 cents. Okay, for 25 cents, earnest monies must be deposited within how many days of acceptance of offer? Write it in. How many days do you have to get the earnest money in? According to the rep sheet. Must be deposited according to the rep sheet. Okay. Answer is 4 calendar days. 4 days I'll take. If you're right, stay up. If you did not, sit down. Okay. So you get 10 cents. Okay. Yes. Oh, correction. So did you have the correct answer? Well, then why are you sitting? I did not say sit down. Why are you sitting? So if you had 4 to 8 days, you are correct. You had 4 to 8, you're still standing. Okay. All right. Like I said, this was the last minute. All right. For 50 cents, the MLS requires listings to be inputted or turned into the MLS within how many days of the contract? Put your pens down when you've got the answers written so I know. Everybody's good. Okay, 4 days. Yeah, the MLS requires listings to be inputted into the MLS within how many days of the contract signed? And oh my God, you're kidding. All right, you get a second chance. Stand up. Everybody stand up. Second chance. No. Justin, if you can find a scorecard up here, you can play. All right. So this next one is for $1. The conditions, covenants, and restrictions in an HOA are referred to as what? Don't say it out loud. The conditions, the covenants, and the restrictions in an HOA are referred to as what? Okay, pens all down. Tammy's still doing it. Okay, CC and Rs. Got it right? All right, you're all up. Okay. Lead-based paint disclosures are required on homes prior to what year? Built prior to what year? Prior to what year? Everybody got it down? For Brandy? 1978? Okay. Sit down if you didn't get 1978. Okay, for $3. You did not get it right, sit your butt down. Okay, and right at the top of yours, you get $1. Lizzie, you write $1 on the top of your scorecard, so I get you your money. All right, the $3 question. What is the name of our office's lending partner? What is the name of our office's lending partner? Got it all? Still got a pen? Still got a pen? Okay. Luminary lending. If you got it, stay up. If you didn't, sit down. Oh, you don't even know who you need to go meet. Okay. All right, for $4. What is the minimum commission the seller must offer to the buyer's agent on their home? What is the minimum commission the seller must offer to the buyer's agent on their home? 0. Everybody still standing? I'd hope to shout. Okay, here's the next one for $5. This one, I'll give you 30 seconds once I repeat the question. 30 seconds, so be ready. There are 11 agents in our office who serve on our Agent Leadership Council. List by first name 10 of them in the next 30 seconds. Go. 10 of them. There are 11. You need to name 10. I want to thank Jocelyn for bringing up our ALC today at the meeting. So we had an opportunity to refresh before we even started this. You're down to 20 seconds. We're down to 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Put your pens down. Okay. So the correct names are, check yours as you're doing them. Justin, Sean, Nate, Chad, Chris, Samantha, Kirsten, Marita, Joe, Liz, Mike. If you got 10 of those names, stay standing. If not, put your butts down. Oh my God, and they serve on the ALC. Seriously, Samantha, oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So I've got 4 up here so far. 4? Okay. So that was for $5. By the way, everybody who sat down on that ALC, you should get 0, but you get 4. So write your number is $4 as your value. Especially if you're on your ALC, it should be void. Okay. No earlier than how many days prior to settlement may a buyer conduct a final walkthrough? No more than how many days prior to settlement may a buyer conduct a final walkthrough? Got yours, Sam? Okay. Number is 7. Still standing? Oh, one down, one down. Okay, your value is $5 then on yours. Okay, for the $7 question, what is the filing deadline to protest property taxes in Salt Lake County this year? I love that Lizzie's still writing all the answers to see if she can really get those questions. Okay? I'm about to tell you. September 15th, 1925. Okay, we're down to 2. Okay. The value on yours was $6, Samantha. Put the value for yours, the money I owe you is $6 from the banker. Okay, for $8. Once under contract, seller agrees in the REPC to put no further financial encumbrances on the property, nor make any changes to any existing property management agreements, nor changes to existing leases, and not do what other thing? 4 things they can't do once it's under contract. So they cannot make change or put on financial encumbrances, make changes to existing property management, or changes to existing leasing. Answer is no substantial alterations or improvements on the property. That'll work. Condition, that'll work. Okay, you're both still standing. Okay, for $10. Yep, $10. What is the name of the program Josh has begun in our office and teaches in our office? So not rigged. I didn't even know Josh was going to be here today. I would hope to shout you do. Do it with you. Okay. All right, Josh. Oh, hold on. We're finishing up these questions. Yours is a $15 value, or sorry, yours is a $9 value because you didn't get number 10 right. All right, $15 question. What is the name of our 2 in-house loan officers? Excuse me, Josh is answering. If he wants $100, he's still answering. All right, Josh, in which section of the REPC is the real estate brokerage commission amount noted? Four. So you're a $17 winner. Okay, $15 winner. Okay, question for $20 was, all HOAs are required in Utah to obtain a reserve study in their community. How often? 4 years. Okay. Home warranty plans are addressed in which paragraph of the REPC? 10. Okay. In which paragraph of the REPC is possession addressed? 3. Okay. What is our, write this one down. All of you write this one down. We're on the $40. You don't get $40, but we're on the $40 question. What is our team leader's first and last name? That was the $40 question. How do you spell that? How do you spell that last name, everybody? Very good. All right. The $50 question was, do you need to have a sign for sale by owner addendum when writing an offer on a FSBO and your buyer is paying the commission? The answer is yes, because the agency disclosure is also part of that. Yes. So yes, you do. You were right, Corey. They needed to know that one. Okay. Oh, this was for Kirsten and Samantha. What is the date of our next office SOI event, the Summer Carnival at Sugar House Park? June 6th, yes. And the $100 question was, in contract deadline paragraph number 24 of the REPC, what time is the actual deadline? 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 p.m. All right, so our big winner was Josh at $15. Thank you all very much for playing that. Okay, so let's move our slides forward because we have our preferred partner here. Also, thank you. Thank you. It is kind of fun. All right, what do we have? switch point is you?
Yeah.
Good, do it.
Okay. May Day. Well, Red Day. I always say it's May Day. May 8th, we are doing a project with Switch Point in Shad. Right. Senior citizens who have also kind of in and out of the system, get them back into homes, so housing. And we will be doing a gardening project. So we will be building raised plants and planting produce. The residents then sell the produce to the community to help fund what they are doing. So please let us know if you're going to come to the that we have enough food for everybody. It's at the Fair Park, which is, I don't remember the address, 130 North, 2100 West, Salt Lake, 9:30. Please come. In the morning.
9:30 in the morning. I'm passing a sheet around that Bobby's going to start. That's going to go around the room. If you're planning on participating in Red Day on May 8th, put your name on. Bobby, put my name on the top, please.
Please come. It'll be super, super fun.
It will be a lot of fun. It's this.
Lunch at the office.
Yeah, once at the
Afterwards.
office.
And
Okay,
snacks while we're there.
perfect.
More dates for you guys to put in your calendars.
Thanks for not putting that up to the game. Okay, you got anything else? Okay, Lisa's, we did that.
We do have the video for the.
Oh, do you have the video? Okay, good. That's right. Very good. Looks good. Did we ever find out how much money we raised? Do we know how much money we raised? Okay. Fabulous. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Switch to the next, please. Good job. I don't know what this is. Pimp my listing. That's what it says. I have no idea. We're not going to do it because of time constraints. I apologize, but we're not. So the next we have a preferred vendor who I know brought food. We're gonna make sure he gets up here. Wants and needs. Mel?
It's 69 South Village Haven Lane in Midvale. 2.5 baths, 3-bed, 1-car garage. It's 1,622 square feet. Going to be priced at $460. And if anybody wants to hold an open house there this weekend, I would love it. It's vacant.
Excellent. Liz, behind you.
I have a listing going live tomorrow. It's in Midvale. It's a 3-bed, 1-bath. It's super cute. And I would love if somebody wants to hold an open house on Sunday. I've already got Saturday covered, but it's $425. Big yard, lots of parking. It'll go fast. So let me know if you got any buyers.
Okay. Justin.
I got 2 listings going live tomorrow. One's in Centerville. I need an open house on Saturday. It's 4-car garage, 490, split entry house. Anyone? And I've got one in Bluffdale, about 5 years old, 3,200 feet. Now it's at 675.
I've got 3 houses being held open this weekend. I could use some help. I could manage to do 2, but I can't get the 3rd one in geographically. If anybody wants an open house. Anybody else for Allie?
I have my listing in Sandy is going live this week, hopefully Thursday. Emily is going to host the grand opening for me on Saturday. It's listed at 6:30. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath, east of Highland Drive. But if someone wants to do it on Sunday, it's vacant. If someone else wants to grant an open house on Sunday, they can do it for me.
Excellent. Okay. Hannah.
And yes, I would like to know who stole my rug. I don't know if it was like, see if I would notice and what's missing. I don't know.
And I office next to her and I'm like, you had a rug? Okay. Hannah?
If anyone is in need of a sign guy, I got a buddy who's doing it. He puts the sign pretty much every single day after his normal job. I really want him to be his full-time thing. And I told him that he was needing some wood posts and he said he got some already.
Okay, will you
So-
please go to Corey with that because
Yeah.
all of us are unhappy with who we're using for our
Yeah.
signs, I think.
Yes, he does have super access and any key box additional that you want to drop.
Please see Corey because that's the easiest way we can get that all out, I think.
You need
Okay,
information
and
for everyone's
Kirsten.
message.
I just want to say Linda Hardman, she is missing a ring. It's like a pinky ring, diamond ring. She said she hasn't seen it since casino night. So if anyone sees
Gosh,
a
where's
ring
that?
or a rug, please let
Never
us
mind.
know. Randomly, someone
Never
stole
mind.
her rug, the weirdest
It's on
thing
the
ever.
front,
But
so we're
there
okay.
is a ring missing if anyone finds one.
Good. Okay. Anybody else wants and needs? Okay. Want to come up and talk about home warranties? Thank you. Well, I'm looking at it going, that's not the right one. And then I'm like, oh, yes, it is.
My name's Brett Hewlett. I was here just about a month ago, so I won't take too much of your time. I have a quick question though. Who has listings currently on the market? Awesome. Who has listing coverage on those listings? Mike, can I put you on the spot? Why do you put listing coverage on your listings?
The seller is under contract.
Yep.
Water heaters specifically.
For sure. We just had one 2 weeks ago. Water heater went out. A claim home warranty is a thank you to the agents we work with, gives free listing coverage on all your properties. And we will cover up to $1,500 if something goes wrong during that listing period. $500 for each different trade. So all you have to do, my challenge to you today is I passed out my card with my cell phone number on it. If you shoot me your name, your email address, and your property address, I will put free listing coverage on your property for you. Give us a shot. We'd love for the chance for you guys to let us earn your business and show you how easy it is to work with a claim. We're a Salt Lake-based company. We'd love the chance to work with you. Haven't worked with us before. Our top plan is $650. We've been able to keep it there as other companies raise their rates. We offer huge value. With every home warranty we give, we do a free rekey, which is about $100, $150 and try and get someone to go out there and do that. This month also on the front, you'll see we're doing free HVAC tune-up for any home warranty during the month of April. Next month, we're giving a free extra months, so 13 months coverage. We're always doing things to try and add value for your homeowners. We'd love for you, if you have given us a shot, to give us a shot, try and earn your business. And obviously, we're a trusted partner with your group to show you what we do to help you guys out with your customers. So thank you very much for letting us be here. We love bringing you guys lunch. If we can help out with anything, $85. Good trade. Yep. Any questions? Feel free to, you've got my cell phone number. You'll see me, you'll see Nate. There's two of us here taking care of you. We want to make sure you guys get taken care of. So thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much, Brad. Thank you very much. Okay, before you go out and eat the lunch that Brad has brought you from McLean, would you make sure you bring your scorecard in? So I'm going to run to the bank and get your money while, I know. And thanks for playing with me today. Yep. Yeah.
My $1.
Thank you.
$6.
I know, you're rich. Thank you. It was fun. Thank you. It is fun. It was kind of fun, wasn't it? And I got you in there twice, you noticed. And it didn't seem to be a problem. It seemed like the vast majority knew, which was good.
You're doing okay.
Well, Nate's, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you want me to text you about the open?
Would you? Yep. Okay. Oh, thank you. Walk around and yeah. I just have really weak fingers. I have always have trouble.
Oh, those
This is
clamps are.
fabric turned on.